And we welcome you to the Paycom Center here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I am Vinny from vdubproductions, and welcome back to my NBA2K26 presenting the 2025-2026 season playthrough. We have a matchup in the Western Conference Finals, which actually is taking place in real life, but we also have it taking place here in this universe as we look at the starting lineups for the San Antonio Spurs: Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, and Wembayama. And for the Thunder, you got SGA, Dort, Williams, Holmgren, and Hartenstein. As I said, the Spurs and the Thunder are meeting up in real life. And at the time of this recording, I still think we've got about an hour or so before Game 1 of the Eastern Game 6 of the series, which will be in San Antonio with the Thunder ahead in that series 3-2 as they actually do win the opening tip. Now, by the time this game is actually uploaded, will we be within an hour or so from game number 5 or game number 7, or will the Thunder close out the Spurs? But this series is going to be taking place anyway on my channel because I want to see this through. They see Stephon Castle. He has it. 5 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Keldon Johnson. Johnson feeds it back over to Castle. Castle shooting for the 3. That's no good off the back iron. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Jalen Williams. Williams feeds it back over to SGA. He'll shoot the 3. That's good. SGA, he scores the first 3 points. He averaged 36.8 points a game during the regular season in this building. He had 36.3 during the regular season, but he's definitely not one of the top scorers in the playoffs right now, but I'm sure he's okay with it because it's been a team effort. You see Stephon Castle. He'll shoot from right around the free throw line. No good. Holmgren coming down with the rebound. SGA crossing the half-court line now. Feeds it back over to Dort. Dort over to Jalen Williams. Over to Shea Gilders-Alexander. SGA coming around with the layup. That's good. 5-0 OKC already. As we're over a minute and a half into the first quarter, Wembayama, and he's going to throw that away, and that's going to be a turnover against the Spurs. Thunder ball. These two teams have had history facing each other, and that also dates back to their time in dates back to the Thunder's time in Seattle, I should say. See SGA with a bucket. That's 7 for him. He scored all 7 points so far for the Thunder here. As we're 2 minutes into the game. 7-0 OKC on top. Spurs with it now as we have 10 on the shot clock. They're going to try to get something going here. Wembayama, he'll hit the Spurs on the board. Playoff path for the OKC Thunder. They swept the Dallas Mavericks out of the playoffs in the first round in that 2-7 match. I think the closest game, was like 30-something points. They won, I think, the first 3 games of that series by 40+. And then they took out the Houston Rockets in 6 games. You see Wembayama coming with the slam dunk there. He's accounted for all four points for the Spurs to this point. But the Rockets took a 2-0 series lead in this building, and then the Oklahoma City Thunder ended up winning the next 4 to beat the Rockets to win that series at 6. In fact, the Thunder went games 3, 4, and 5. You see Johnson will get the rebound off the miss. 3, 4, and 5 without trailing a single second. Only trailed for like a handful of seconds in the Game 6 victory because they ended up running away, outscoring the Rockets 62-28 in the second half. As you see SGA coming down with the rebound off the Keldon Johnson miss. As we're over 3.5 minutes into this game, 7-4, the Thunder on top. Hartenstein with the slam dunk. First player outside of SGA to get points for the OKC Thunder, and a lead up to 5 again. Fox feeds it over to Wemby, and Wemby with the slam dunk on the alley-oop from De'Aaron Fox. Wemby is accounted for all 6 points right now. 4 minutes into the first quarter, 9-6 Oklahoma City on top. Game 1 Western Conference Finals in this universe. As I mentioned, these two teams are playing each other in real life. As you see SGA with the layup, that's 9 for him already. As we'll have a timeout called by the Spurs. 7:49 to play in the first. 11-6 Oklahoma City on top. We look at the league leaders this season. I see Kevin Durant at 37.2. I really think things change, actually. That's combined for postseason and regular season as far as that goes. Because I know KD does lead the postseason. Still, I believe KD, though he may have dropped, actually, because he only held the 44 points. The Thunder only held in the 44 points combined in the first two games. Or in the last two games, I should say. They see Wembanyama coming around. Feeds it back over to Fox. He'll shoot the three. That's in there. First player other than Victor Wembanyama to get points. And the Spurs within 2. You see SGA. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Castle coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Fox. Fox feeds it over to Wemby. Wemby will put the shot up. That's good. That's 8 for him. And we are tied at 11. 11-4 run, actually, by the Spurs right now after giving up the first 7 points. SGA trying to get past Fox. He'll put the shot up. That's no good. Fox will come down with the rebound. He's back over to Stephon Castle. Castle with a layup. That's good. His first 2 points of the game, and the Spurs have their first lead in Game 1. But as I said, these two teams do have playoff history here. Some of those series dating back to the Thunder's days as the Seattle Supersonics. You see Johnson coming down with the steal. Johnson feeds it back over to Fox. Fox back over to Vassell. Vassell feeds it over to Castle. He'll shoot the 2. That's no good. Holmgren coming down with the rebound. And so the first 3 times these two teams have played each other in the postseason, Oklahoma City was still actually the Supersonics. Holmgren with the slam dunk, and we are tied at 13. SGA with the assist there. 1982, 2002, and 2005, the Spurs won all 3 of those series. The Thunder did not get their first series win against the Spurs until they were the OKC Thunder in 2012. You see there's a miss right there. Dort will shoot the 3. That's good. Luguentz Dort, his first 3 of the game. You know, he started off the playoff run against Dallas with a bang, good 32 points in that Game 1 victory. Shooting good. Then a record. I see Keldon Johnson with the 3. And we are tied at 16. 5 minutes to play here in the first. As I said, Luguentz Dort had 32 points in that Game 1 win against the Dallas Mavericks. He ended up shooting then a franchise record 10 free throw pointers. You see Jalen Williams. That's his first 3 of the game, and the Spurs or the Thunder are on top by 3 once again. See Stephon Castle. Feeds it back over to Keldon Johnson here. 14 on the shot clock. We got 8 on the shot clock here. Johnson feeds it back over to Fox. Fox, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. But then that franchise record was broken by Jalen Williams. I believe that was Game 5, I think, of the series against the Houston Rockets, where he hit 11 three-pointers in a 50-point game. And of course, we all know that series went back to Houston, where the Thunder closed that one out. As you see, Wembanyama, he's coming around, and that's good. Timeout, Spurs. That's 10 for Wembanyama, the first player in double figures. We're going to take a timeout. 3:42 to play in the first. 19-18, Thunder on top. Let's look at the lineup set for the Spurs here. So we'll have Waters, Johnson, and Barnes checking into the game now for the Spurs. And for the Thunder, we got Wallace, Caruso, and I think Jalen Williams is moving positions. AC SGA back over to Cason Wallace. Or that might be Kenrich Williams. I'm not sure. There's a 3-pointer by Caruso, though. And the lead is up to 4. They led by as many as 7. The Spurs had a brief 2-point lead. De'Aaron Fox coming around. There's 5 for him already. 9 of 15 for the Spurs. Actually, both teams shooting 9 of 15 right now. It's a 2-point lead right now as Jalen Williams That Jalen Williams is still in the game now, and he now has 5. Look at that, averaging 25.4 points a game for Jalen Williams. And the lead is up to 4 again. Harry Barnes feeds it back over to Wembayama. Wemby being guarded by Hartenstein right now. 8 on the shot clock. Got 5 on the shot clock right now. Wemby coming from inside the paint. He's going to go to the line, shooting 1 as Hartenstein called for his first personal foul. First team foul called against the Thunder here. Wembayama going to go to the line, shooting 2. He has 10 points already. The only player in double figures right now for either team in this game. This is game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in my season playthrough here, as Castle's going to go to the bench, or coming out onto the court. Sohan coming out onto the court as well. And let's see here. So we have Caruso moving to guard. I think Williams moving back to center, I think. Or Williams moving back to small forward, I think. As you see, both of them are made. So that's 12 for Wemby. 12 of the 22 by Wembayama here in the first quarter. Caruso feeds it back over to Holmgren. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Kenrich Williams now checks into the game for the Thunder. That is for sure now. Sohan feeds it back over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembayama coming down with the slam dunk after the offensive board, and we are tied at 24 again. 2 minutes to play here in the first. I think we got about like 3 ties and only 2 lead changes right now. Jalen Williams feeds it back over to Caruso, back over to Kenrich Williams, over to Casey Wallace. 5 on the shot clock. Jalen Williams will shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembayama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it over to Jeremy Sohan. Sohan feeds it back over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Holmgren coming down with the rebound. Alex Caruso has it. Crossing the half-court line. Caruso feeds it back over to Jalen Williams. Back over to Wallace. Wallace shoots the 3. No good. Wembayama has the rebound there. Feeds it back over to Harry Barnes. Barnes over to Fox. Fox feeds it back over to Sohan. Back over to Castle. Castle feeds it over to Wembayama. Wembayama is going to go to the line. Count it. Holmgren called for his first personal foul. First team foul called against the Thunder here, as, let's see, McLaughlin, I think, is going to enter the game. Wemby with 16 points already, and the Spurs retake the lead here. And he'll sink the and one opportunity. That's 17 for him. And the Spurs lead it by 3. Under a minute to play here in the first. Williams feeds it back over to Isaiah Joe, who checks into the game for the first time. Kaysen Wallace, he'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. Kaysen Wallace, first 3 points of the game, and we are tied at 27. 2 of 8 for the Spurs from beyond the arc. The Thunder shooting 5 of 12 right now, as you see on that graphic down below. Harrison Barnes feeds it back over to Castle. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Isaiah Joe coming down with the rebound. Castle only 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting, 2 rebounds though for him. As Wallace is holding on to it. 13 on the shot clock over to Holmgren. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Wembayama coming down with the rebound. Jordan McLaughlin has it. 10 on the shot, or 10 on the game clock, as I say. Back over to Wemby. Wemby has 17 points. Feeds it over to Castle. He'll shoot the 3. He'll make the 3. And that will do it, as we are at the end of the first quarter here. The Spurs leading the Thunder 30-27 behind. 17 points from Victor Wembanyama in that first quarter. Hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. Comment on this video. We'll be back to start the second quarter right after this. Ready to start the second quarter here. Luke Cornett will check into the game for the first time. Stephon Castle stays out on the court. Lindy Waters out on the court. Sohan and Harrison Barnes. That's your lineup set for the San Antonio Spurs. Castle hit the three to end the quarter. As it right now, 10 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Lindy Waters. Back over to Harrison Barnes. 4 on the shot clock. Barnes feeds it back over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. That's in and out. Kenrich Williams, Caruso, Kason Wallace, Chet Holmgren, and Isaiah Joe. That is your lineup set for the Thunder here. Very easy lineup set here. That's no good by Holmgren, and Sohan will come down with the rebound. Crossing the half-court line. Feeds it back over to Waters. Lindy Waters the third. Feeds it back over to Castle. Castle back over to Waters. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Holmgren coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Ike Joe. Joe with it. Feeds it over to Wallace. Wallace trying to get around. Feeds it back over to Kenrich Williams. Williams feeds it over to Wallace. 5 on the shot clock. 4 on the shot clock. Wallace feeds over to Joe. Joe shoots the three. No good. Sohan coming down with the rebound. Sohan has it. Feeds it back over to Lindy Waters the third. Waters back over to Sohan. Sohan, 10 on the shot clock. Sohan will shoot the three. That's no good. Holmgren coming down with the rebound. 30-27. Over to Ike Joe. Feeds it back over to Caruso. Caruso feeds it over to Holmgren. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Castle coming down with the rebound. Nearly 2 minutes into the second quarter. Nobody has scored yet in this quarter. A lot of back and forth here. 15 on the shot clock now. 2 minutes into the second quarter, we got under 10 on the shot clock now. Castle still holding on to it. Needs to get a shot off. Feeds it over to Sohan. He'll shoot the three. That is in and out. Wallace coming down with the rebound for Oklahoma City. Over to Caruso. Back to Kenrich Williams. That's a slam dunk right there. We'll get our first points of the second quarter. Caruso, I believe, gets the assist there. As we're about 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Get a defense chance here. Sohan feeds it back over to Barnes. 10 on the shot clock. Barnes over to Waters. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wallace coming down with the rebound. Crossing the half-court line. Feeds it over to Caruso. We got 15 on the shot clock. Feeds it over to Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe with the bucket. And just like that, the Thunder are on top by 1 once again. 9:08 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. 31-30 OKC on top. Let's look at the lineup set coming out of the time. Oh, we will not here as we look at the three-point percentage league leaders here. Wembanyama at 50%. Then you got Jalen Williams and Lugan Stort at 4 and 5. We're going to try to get the lineup set as best as we can. Cornette's still out there. Stephon Castle. Devin Vassell checks into the game for the first time. Checks back into the game. Harrison Barnes and Sohan still out on the court for the San Antonio Spurs. Vassell. It's 7 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Sohan. 4 on the shot clock. Sohan. He'll shoot the three. That is no good. Dort will come down with it. I think he checks back into the game. So we got Dort, Sorber, Kason Wallace, Hartenstein, and Caruso. Sorber coming around the layup. That's good. 6-0 run to start the quarter for the Thunder here. And it's 33-30. OKC on top. Vassell, the only starter not to score for the Spurs. AC Castle will shoot the three. That's the made three, and we're tied at 33. That's 8 for Stephon Castle. Caruso. Still holding on to that one right now. Caruso. He's going to come around. Hoping the layup up. That's no good. Cornette coming down with the rebound. Sohan has it. Feeds it back over to Harry Barnes. Barnes. Still feeding it over to Luke Cornette here. 13 on the shot clock. Over to Sohan. 8 on the shot clock. Vassell feeds it over to Castle. He'll shoot the three. That is in and out. Sorber coming down with the rebound right now. Kason Wallace crossing the half-court line. Wallace feeds it over to Caruso. He'll shoot the three. No good. Sohan with the rebound. Spurs looking to retake the lead here. 16 rebounds right now. As Vassell will miss that one. Wallace with a chance for OKC to retake the lead themselves. Wallace coming around. Feeds it back over to Caruso. Back over to Thomas Sorber. Sora feeds it over to Caruso, back over to Wallace. 5 on the shot clock. Wallace feeds it over to Caruso. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Cornette coming down with the rebound. Harrison Barnes has it. Feeds it over to Stephon Castle. Castle. Solon onto it, back and forth right now. 10 on the shot clock, over to Harrison Barnes. Feeds it back over to Vassell. We got 5 on the shot clock. Vassell. He'll shoot the 3. That is in there. Devin Vassell, his first points of the game. And the Spurs are on top by 3 once again. I believe that is their largest lead of the game, as we'll have a timeout called by the by the Thunder, I should say. We're going to take one as well. 6:15 to play in the second. 36-33, San Antonio on top. Let's look at the lineup coming out of the timeout here. Fox, Castle, Vassell, Barnes, and Wembayama. And for the Thunder, SGA checks back into the game. Same with Jalen Williams. Caruso stays out on the court. I see SGA. He has 9 points leading the way for the Thunder. Feeds it back over to Jalen Williams. That's in there. That's 7 for him. The Spurs shooting 45%. The Thunder at 48%. 36-35. San Antonio on top as we're over the halfway point of the second quarter. Vassell will shoot the 3. He's going to go to the line as Caruso called for his first personal foul. That's going to be 3 free throws for Devin Vassell. As his three-pointer earlier before the timeout actually became the first, his first three-pointer now made it to where all starting lineup scorers have scored for the, try saying that many times. As Sohan checks back into the game. Ousmane Dieng checking into the game for the first time. So all starters have scored for the Spurs after Vassell hit the three-pointer before that last timeout is what I was trying to say. And now he sank the first 2, so that's 5 for him. The lead is now up to 3. That matches their largest lead. The Thunder scored the game's first 7 points. That was their largest lead. In fact, he hits them all. 4-point lead for San Antonio there. 6 of 6 right now. Right now from the line. The Thunder have yet to attempt a shot. Caruso feeds it back over to SGA. SGA will put the bucket up. That's no good. Fox coming down with the rebound. Here's the defense chance right now. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. 10 on the shot clock. Fox, he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Luguentz-Dort coming down with the rebound. Dort feeds it over to Ousmane Dieng, and he'll get the slam dunk. That's his first 2 points of the game. That's 11 assists so far for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had 23.5. That was 21st in the league during the regular season. Fox will shoot the 3. That's no good. Ousmane Dieng coming down with the rebound. SGA has it. 5 points for De'Aaron Fox on 2 of 7 shooting. 1 from 6 from beyond the arc. As you see SGA, he'll be the first Thunder player to reach double figures. That's 11 for him, and we are tied at 39 again. 4:35 to play in the second. 14 on the shot clock. Under 4.5 now to play until halftime. De'Aaron Fox coming around. That's good. That's 7 for De'Aaron Fox. And the Spurs are on top by 2 once again. Feeds it back over to Alex Caruso. Got 15 on the shot clock. Caruso feeds it over to SGA. SGA with a bucket. That's good. That's 13 for him. And we are tied at 41 again. Harrison Barnes with it. Feeds it back over to Fox. Fox will shoot the 3. That is no good. Ousmane Dieng coming down with the rebound. Luguentz-Dort has it. Feeds it over to Caruso. Caruso back over to Jalen Williams. Back over to Dort. Over to Jalen Williams again. 13 on the shot clock. SGA being guarded by Fox. SGA will get the screen. He'll put the 3 up. That is no good. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Under 30.5 to play until halftime. 19 all on the rebounds right now. De'Aaron Fox drives it, but he'll pass it over to Wemby. Wemby will shoot the three. He'll drain the three. That's 20 for Victor Wembanyama. His first 3 points in the second quarter, and the Spurs lead it by 3 again. As we'll have another timeout call, this time by the Thunder. 3:08 to play in the second. 44-41, Spurs on top. Now let's look at the lineup set coming out of the timeout. So we got Fox, Waters, Vassell, Wembanyama, and I think Cornette checking back into the game. And let's see, we got SGA, Wallace, Dort, and cannot see who else is out there. Jalen Williams, I know, is still out there. Oh, both Jalen Williams are now out on the court. The J-A-L-E-N as well as the J-A-Y-L-I-N Williams. Wallace will shoot the three. That is no good. Cornette coming down with the rebound. 44-41. Spurs on top here. Under 3 minutes to play until halftime. Wembanyama coming around, and he'll lose it as Wallace will come with the steal. Feeds it back over to Lugan Dort. Dort feeds it over to SGA. SGA, I believe that's a three-pointer. That's in there, and indeed that's a three-pointer. We are tied at 44. That's 16 for SGA. Under 2.5 to play here in the second. Luke Cornette feeding it over to De'Aaron Fox. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. The J-A-Y-L-I-N Williams with the rebound. Grayson Wallace coming around. Wallace. That is no good. Waters the third coming down with the rebound. Lindy Waters feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox here. 2 minutes to play until halftime. We are tied at 44. Feeds it back over to Wemby. Over to Fox. He'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. That's 10 for De'Aaron Fox. Second player from the Spurs to reach double figures in this game. 3-point lead once again. Kaysen Wallace will shoot the three. That's no good. Fox coming down with the rebound. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox coming around. He'll put the shot up. That is not going to fall in. He'll get the offensive rebound, but that's no good. The J-A-Y-L-I-N Williams will get it. Remember, we got two Jalen Williams with two different spellings. That is why I emphasize the spelling for each player, as the J-A-L-E-N Williams has it. 5 over to Kaysen Wallace. Wallace feeds it back over to Williams. He'll shoot the three. That is in and out. Or no, off the back iron, I should say. Vassell has it. Beats it over to De'Aaron Fox. Under a minute to play until halftime. 47-44. Wemby shoots the three. No good. SGA coming down with the rebound. SGA feeds it over to Jalen Williams. The J-A-L-E-N Williams. And he'll make the bucket. That's 9 for him. Thunder within 1. 41.5 to play until halftime. Here in this first game of in these Western Conference Finals in my universe, as these two teams are playing in real life. As I said, by the time this video comes out, either this series will be over with or this will be right before Game 7. Wemby with the bucket. That's 22 for him. Fox will get the assist there and the lead up to 3 once again. Their largest lead was 4, while the Thunder scored the game's first 7 points. Shot clock still on. I believe there's a few tenths of a second between, and that's no good. Shot clock turned off. Fox coming around. Fox, he'll shoot the three. That is no good, and that will do it. We are at the end of the first half here in game number 1. The 8th-seeded Spurs leading the number 2-seeded Thunder 49-46. I hope you like what you see. If you do, hit the like button, comment on this video, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, as well as hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also, there is a link to my Cash App in the description down below. We're going to set it to halftime. We will see you guys in the second half. We are coming back to start the second half here in OKC. I'm Vinny from VDub Productions. We had a good first half right now. No team led by as many as 7 as we look at Victor Wembanyama. 22 points leading the way. Game high right now. Big reason why it's 49-46 San Antonio on top. As we look at it here, the starting 5 for both teams out. That is Fox, Castle, Vassell, Johnson, and Wembanyama. And for the Thunder, SGA, Dort, Williams, Holmgren, and Hartenstein. Only the starting 5 have actually scored all the points for the San Antonio Spurs right now in that first half. Castle, he'll shoot the 3. That is in and out. Holmgren with the rebound. Holmgren is the only starter not to score for the Thunder. See SGA coming around. He'll get the layup up, and that is good and counted as Castle called for his first personal foul. First team foul. SGA now at 18 points. It is going to be the first free throw attempted by the Thunder in this game. See Mitch Johnson not too happy right now to start the second half. Currently 18 points for OKC. Shooting one. And we are tied. So we're just over 30 seconds into the second half here. 49 all right now. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals in this universe. I'm going to say this universe because I'm going to emphasize if anybody knows what's going on in real life in the NBA. I see Johnson going to go to the foul. I believe that is Holmgren's second. Keldon Johnson only 3 points in this game. The Spurs went a perfect 6 of 6 from the line in the first half. And they continue that good stretch right there as they are back on top 50-49. 4 points for Keldon Johnson. As they'll miss it. So that's the first miss by the Spurs in this game from the line. Williams coming down with it. Williams only has 9 points for the Thunder. Lugan Stort only 3 right now, but SGA will shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's 22 for him. And the lead is up to 2 for the Thunder. They retake the lead, I should say. 52-50. SGA is tied for the game high with Victor Wembanyama. Johnson going to get back over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Jalen Williams will come down with it. The J.A.L.Ian Williams, as he is the starter for this team. Williams feeds it back over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein feeds it back over to SGA. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. He'll shoot the 2. That is no good. Wembanyama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. Got 15 on the shot clock. Over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. SGA coming down the rebound as we're over 2 minutes into the third quarter here. 10 points for De'Aaron Fox on 7 assists. SGA coming around the layup. That's good. That's 24 for him. And the lead is up to 4 for the Thunder here. They scored the last 5 points. Keldon Johnson. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Jalen Williams coming down the rebound. Right now, the Thunder have outscored the Spurs 8-1 right now. You see Johnson coming down with the rebound. Johnson feeds it back over to Fox. Fox over to Johnson. Vassell feeds it over to Wembanyama. Wemby, he'll come around with a shot. That's good. That's 24 for him. Spurs within 2. SGA crossing down the half-court line here. We're 3 minutes into the game. Or in the second half, I should say. SGA feeds it back over to Jalen Williams. 10 on the shot clock here. Williams will shoot the 3. No good. Castle coming down with the rebound. 20 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Wembanyama. Wemby. You got 10 on the shot clock here. 8.5 to play here in the third. Wemby with a slam dunk, and we are tied at 24. 26 for him, or at 54, I should say. 26 for him. Dort will shoot the three. That's no good. Vassell coming down with the rebound. He's crossing the half-court line. Feeds it back over to... Is that Johnson that gets and one, or who is that got the and one opportunity here? Oh, that's Fox that's going to get the bucket there. He's now at 12 points. And by the way, that's number 3 for Chet Holmgren, who is, according to my records, is still held off the scoreboard. He'll sink that one. That's 13 for De'Aaron Fox. He and Victor Wembanyama, the only players in double figures for the San Antonio Spurs. And that's a 7-0 run by the Spurs, by the way. And they're on top by 3 once again. Jalen Williams coming around, and that is not going to fall. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Keldon Johnson feeding it back over to Stephon Castle. Castle feeds it back over to Johnson. Johnson, he'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's 7 for Keldon Johnson, and that's a 10-0 run by the Thunder. It's a 6-point lead by the Spurs, their largest lead of the game. We're going to have a timeout called the first of the second half. 7:25 to play in the third, 60-54. Spurs on top. So we're coming out of the timeout here. This is the games this season for league leaders. SGA with 8 and De'Aaron Fox at 7.3. That's good for 4th and 5th in the league. Hartenstein getting ready to inbound it. Not sure if there's any lineup changes here for either team. See Lugan Dort. He's back over to Jalen Williams. Williams back over to SGA. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Stephon Castle with it. Feeds it over to Johnson, and Keldon Johnson. 9 for him. That's a 12-0 run, and the Spurs lead it by 8. That's their largest lead. Actually, that's the largest lead by any team right now. Jalen Williams, 13 on the shot clock right now. Feeds it back over to Hartenstein, and he'll lose it as Vassell coming down with it. Feeds it over to Johnson. Keldon Johnson just been on fire in the last few trips down to the court. That's 7 points, I think, in the last few trips down the court. And you see Holmgren for 3. That will end that 14-0 run. Holmgren's first 3 points of the game. Now all the starters have scored for the Thunder. (64-57) Spurs on top. Wemby coming around, feeds it back over to Fox. 5 on the shot clock. Fox, he'll put the shot up. That is no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. Oh, that's stolen by Fox. And Fox will get the bucket there. That's 15 for him. Points off of turnovers. 4 for the Spurs, 5 for the Thunder. Lead up to 9. A 16-3 run by the Spurs. And that's stolen by Stephon Castle. Castle feeding it over to Fox. Fox, and he's going to lose that one, and that's going to go out of bounds. Thunder ball. Substitution out on the court. Harrison Barnes checking back into the game for the Spurs for Devin Vassell. Keldon Johnson will move to small forward, and for the OKC Thunder, Kaysen Wallace checking back into the game. There's over to Hartenstein, and Hartenstein with the bucket. That's 6 for him. Thunder within 7 again. Spurs led by as many as 10. Just a few moments ago, that was part of a 14-0 run. Fox still holding on to it right now. He'll get the shot up. That is no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. SGA feeding it over to Jalen Williams. Williams coming around. Feeds it back over to Chet Holmgren. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's 6 for Chet Holmgren. All 6 of those have come here in the third quarter. Spurs within 4. There's a 3 by Wemby. No good. Jalen Williams coming around with the layup. Oh, rejected. It looked like Wembanyama had a piece of it. Johnson will control it, though. Feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox. 16 on the shot clock. Fox feeds it back over to Castle. Castle feeds it over to Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. Johnson coming around. Johnson feeds it over to Wemby. Wemby, he'll miss that one. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. Hartenstein feeds it over to SGA. SGA coming around. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. That's no good. Wembanyama getting the rebound for the Spurs. Fox has it. Got 15 on the shot clock. Feed it over to Wemby. Wemby, and he is fouled, and that's Cason Wallace's first personal foul. That is the third team foul called against the Thunder here in this quarter. Hartenstein still out on the court Holmgren's still on the court with 3 fouls right now. That is some foul trouble right now. 5 on the shot clock. Fox. And he'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. It's a 4-point lead for the Spurs right now. Wallace feeds it back over to SGA. SGA feeds it back over to Holmgren. Got 10 on the shot clock now. 3:15 to play here in the third. Jalen Williams feeds it back over to Hartenstein, back over to SGA. SGA over to Holmgren. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. That's an 8-0 run. And the Thunder within 1. Timeout Spurs. We're going to take one as well. 2:58 to play in the third. 66-65. Spurs on top. All right, coming out of timeout here. Let's see the lineup changes. We got Castle, Waters, Barnes, Sohan, and Wembanyama staying out on the court. And for the Thunder, SGA, Wallace, Caruso. You see Harrison Barnes. We'll feed it over to Stephon Castle. Sohan out on the court. Sohan, he'll put the shot up, and that's no good. Caruso coming down with the rebound. So Holmgren's still out on the court. And Kenrich Williams checks into the game. See SGA feeds it back over to Kenrich Williams. He'll shoot the 3. That's no good. The Thunder are currently on an 8-0 run right now. Under 2.5 to play here in the third, I should say, is Wemby with the slam dunk. 43% for the Spurs, 45% for the Thunder. Oh, that ends that 8-0 run, and the lead is up to 3 again. SGA coming around. He'll get the slam dunk. That's 26 for him. SGA looking like he wants to lead the team in scoring again. He's doing exactly that. He is the only player right now in double figures for the Thunder. Wemby! And, Sohan call for the loose ball foul. But Victor Wembanyama is still going to get the points there, I think. And the lead is 71-67. SGA holding on to that right now. 5 on the shot clock for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and company. Caruso not about putting up the 3. He will put the 3 up. That's no good. Stephon Castle coming down with the rebound. 1:25 to play in the third. Castle. 15 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Wemby. Wemby will shoot the 3. That's no good. SGA coming down with the rebound. As I said, the Spurs led by as many as 10. But you see the Thunder not going away yet. SGA take that 28 for him. 12 of those here in the third quarter. Wemby with 31 points. Stephon Castle coming around. He'll get past Alexander, but Sohan, he'll shoot the 3. That's off the back iron. Holmgren will come down with the rebound. Wallace feeds it back over to SGA. He'll shoot the 3. That's in there. And the Thunder retake the lead. That's 31 for him as well. Tied with Wemby for the game high. Thunder on top by 2. And Stephon Castle, he's in double figures now. Waters will get the assist there, and the Spurs retake the lead, 73-72. SGA will miss that one. Sohan coming down with it. Shot clock turned off. Feeds it back over to Waters. Feeds it over to Castle. Castle might want to get the shot off, and he will get that shot off. Will it count? It's going to be an official review.
The previous play is under review.
Hey, look at Stephon Castle. Let's see here. Did he get it off in time? And that ball looks like it's in the air, but we can't see whether it was out of his hand, but it looks like it might have been in the air before the time went off.
After the review, ruling on the floor is overturned.
And it will go to Stephon Castle. The basket will count. We are at the end of 3 here. Spurs led by as many as 10. The Thunder briefly regained the lead, but it is the Thunder Spurs on top, 75-72. I hope you like this video. If you do, leave a like, comment on this video, and hit the subscribe button. We'll be back to start the 4th quarter right after this. Back here in OKC, we start off with the State Farm assist of the game, and that goes to De'Aaron Fox on an alley-oop to Victor Wembanyama here. 75-72, the Spurs leading the Thunder. Dort will inbound it to Jalen Williams, J-A-L-I-L-E-N Williams. As you see, he'll shoot the 3. That's no good. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Over to Sohan. So it's Caruso, Wallace, Kenrick Williams, Lugan Stewart, and Jalen Williams. Fox will shoot the 3. That's no good. Jalen Williams coming down with the rebound. So it is Barnes, Fox, Cornette, Sohan, and Vassell out on the court. Devin Vassell with 6 points. He's the only player not in double figures for the Spurs out of the starting lineup here. Dort, he'll shoot the 3. That is out. In and out, I think. Sohan coming down with the rebound, back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell feeds it back over to De'Aaron Fox here. Feeds it over to Harrison Barnes. 8 on the shot clock. Feeds it back over to Vassell. 5 on the shot clock. Vassell feeds it over to Sohan. He'll shoot the 3. That's off the back iron. And by the way, no players from the bench have scored yet for the Spurs. All 75 points have come from the starting 5. Wallace. Hear the OKC chants here. They need to get something going here. They're only down by 3. Caruso shoots the 3. That's not going to fall in. Kenrich Williams will get the rebound. That is no good. Sohan will come down with control of it for the Spurs. They're going the other way. Feeds it back over to Fox. And he almost lost it for a second, but Barnes will regain it. 13 on the shot clock for De'Aaron Fox. 10 on the shot clock. Fox coming around with a bucket. That's good. That's 17 for De'Aaron Fox. 30-69 for the Spurs. Oh, no, both teams shooting 30-69 right now. 5-point lead for San Antonio, though. Kenrich Williams feeds it back over to Cason Wallace. Feeds it over to Lugan Stewart. He'll shoot the 3. That is in and out. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Vassell feeds it over to Sohan. And look at that. That first 2 points by a bench player. And the lead is up to 7 again. That's an 8-0 run going back to the end of the 3rd quarter. Here OKC chants. Jalen Williams for 3. He drains it. He is now the 2nd Thunder player to reach double figures. Luke Cornette, though, right off of a pass there. De'Aaron Fox getting the assist there. Lead up to 6 again. 32-71, 31-71 for the Thunder. And that's stolen by Harrison Barnes. As we're under 9 minutes to play here in Game 1, 81-75. Spurs on top. Spurs looking to take Game 1 like they did in real life in the actual Western Conference Finals. Vassell, he'll put the bucket up. That's good. That's 8 for him, and the lead is up to 8. They led by as many as 10 in that 3rd quarter. Jalen Williams, he'll put the shot up. That is in and out. Vassell coming down with the rebound. Vassell crossing the half-court line, feeds it over to Sohan. Sohan with the bucket. That's 4 for him. Vassell will get the assist. Sohan, 4 points on 2 of 8 shooting, plus 16 out on the court. As I said, Vassell has 4 of the 6 bench points for the OKC Thunder. Wallace, he's feeding it back over to Dort. Dort will shoot the bucket. That is no good. Cornette coming down with the rebound. Gives it over to Jeremy Sohan. Sohan back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell still holding on to that right now. 8 on the shot clock here. Cornette feeds it back over to Fox. Fox coming around. He'll put the shot up. That is no good. Cornette getting the offensive rebound and a slam dunk. That's 4 for him. The last 8 points have scored by the bench when they went the entire first 3 quarters without any bench points. Jalen Williams for 3. No good. As I said, the lead is now up to 12 for the Spurs. That's their largest. Feeds it over to Vassell. That's not going to fall in. Cason Wallace. Feeds it back over to Caruso. Caruso back to Kenrich Williams. He'll shoot the 3. That's in and out. Sohan coming down with the rebound. Barnes feeds it over to Vassell. He's holding on to this one right now. 15 on the shot clock. Devin Vassell. He'll shoot the bucket. That is good. That's a 3-pointer by Devin Vassell. And the lead is up to 15. Every starter has reached double figures for the San Antonio Spurs. And the lead is up to 15, their largest lead. Jalen Williams feeds it back over to Caruso. He'll shoot the 3. That is in and out. Barnes coming down with the rebound. Harrison Barnes feeds it back over to Devin Vassell. Vassell coming around, feeds it back over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That is in and out. Caruso coming down with the rebound. Halfway through the 4th quarter right now. Williams will shoot the 3. That is no good. Oh my gosh. By the way, they're out rebounding. They're outscoring the Spurs are outscoring the Thunder 15-3 right now. Feeds it over to Luke Cornette. That's in the 4th quarter, I should say. As Barnes will shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3. Harrison Barnes' first points of the game. And the lead is up to 18. Oh my gosh. Spurs that came out, what was a close game. Williams will miss that one. And this is the thing, though. Once the bench starts scoring for both teams, once the bench started scoring for the Spurs, you knew this was going to somewhat get away from the Thunder. Over to Devin Vassell. Vassell feeds it back over to Barnes. He'll shoot the 3. He'll drain the 3 again. The bench has come alive for the Spurs, and the lead is up to 21 now. It was a 3-point game starting the 4th quarter, by the way. It's over to Wallace, and Williams, he'll miss that one. Oh, my gosh. And you see Devin Vassell. Feeds it back over to Fox. He'll shoot the 3. That is no good. Tipped. Vassell will get the offensive rebound. That's no good. Cornette will get the offensive rebound. Sohan for 3. No good. Cornette with another offensive rebound. This time he's like, nah, I'll take it myself. 6 for him. And the lead is up to 23. 23-3, by the way. 23-3, by the way. The Spurs are out rebounding. Make that 23-6 now as we'll have a timeout called. Cason Wallace with the 3. But 3:57 to play in the 4th. 98-78, Spurs on top. Coming out of the timeout here. Let's look at the lineup set here. As you see, Victor Wembanyama getting named the player of the game already for the Spurs. Well, he has 31 points, and he definitely has been a big part of it. And the funny thing is, he has 31 points in this game. All 31 of them have been in the 3rd quarter. That game was still not in doubt. Or the game was still in doubt, I should say. You see Stephon Castle taking it from Keldon Johnson. Fox will shoot the 3. That's no good. Jalen Williams coming down with the rebound. As I said, as of right now, 23-6, the Spurs out rebounding. Make that 23-9 now. It's SGA with 34 points. 3.5 to play here, and now it's 98-81. But as I said, though, 23-9 is with the Spurs outscoring the Thunder right now here in this 4th quarter. Castle, he'll miss that one. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. SGA with it. Feeds it back over to Jalen Williams. 14 on the shot clock. 3 minutes to play here in game number 1. 98-81. Spurs on top. SGA coming around with the slam dunk. That's 36 for him. And I believe that might be an 8-0 run right now. A modest 8-0 run to get to within 15. Here the defense chance. 2:33 to play here in the fourth. 6 on the shot clock. There's a shot. That's no good. Holmgren with the rebound. SGA feeds it back over to Jalen Williams, over to Dort. And that's a 10-0 run. That's 5 points for Lugens Dort, and the lead is only down to 13. Got 2:13 to play here in the fourth. 15 on the shot clock. Dort coming around, and he'll pass it over to Johnson. I think he should have just taken the shot there. 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. 98-85. He's going to come around. That is no good. Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. Oh, man. SGA, he'll put the shot up. That's no good. Wimbayama coming down with the rebound. Feeds it back over to Vassell. He'll shoot. I think that's a three-pointer. That's no good. SGA coming down with the rebound. Crossing the half-court line. There's Williams for three. That's in there. Jalen Williams. 15 for him. I believe that's a 13-0 run. And it's 98-88. Thunder within 10. Under a minute and a half to play here in the fourth. Do we have a little bit of drama, or is just this last minute, or is this going to be one of those you just want to get backdoor points and make the score respectable? No, Hartenstein coming down with the rebound. SGA feeds it over to Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams with the slam dunk. That's 17 for him. 37-86 for the Thunder. 39-90 for the Spurs. That's a 15-0 run, by the way. And we're under a minute to play here. It's a 98-80. Spurs on top. Fox feeds it. Oh, no, that's tipped. And Hartenstein will come down with it. Holmgren feeds it over to SGA now. SGA trying to get to the hoop. He'll get to the line as the Aaron Fox call for the foul. Currently on a 15-0 run, 34 seconds to play. Who would have thought this would have happened? 98-90 right now. Shooting two for SGA. Make that 16-0 run, and that's 37 for SGA. So we got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Make that 38 for him. And by the way, that is a 17-0 run, and there is a foul. I think Dort is going to foul him. They're at the point now where they probably can start the foul. 33.2 to play here in the fourth. And there's SGA. That's his first foul. As Fox is going to go to the line shooting two. He has 17 and a chance to put an end to that 17-0 run. Fox will shoot the free throw. He'll hit the first one. That's 18 for him. And he will sink the second one. 19 for him. They reach the century mark. 32.1 to play here in the fourth. A timeout called. 192 Thunder on top, or Spurs on top. We are coming out of timeout here. 32.1 to play here. 192. Oklahoma City were on at a 17-0 run after the Spurs had a 23-point lead. At one point outscored the Thunder 23-3 at one point. But it's been a 17-2 run as SGA feeds it over to Dort. He'll shoot the three. He'll drain the three. That's 8 for Lugens Dort. Got to within 5 as SGA called for the foul. I think that's De'Aaron Fox going to the line, shooting two with 24.7 to play. Let's see, De'Aaron Fox at 17 or 19 points, I should say, and he will miss the first one. So it will remain a two-possession game, make or miss on the second one. And he will miss them both. Hartenstein gives it over to Jalen Williams. Williams holding on to it right now, 15 on the shot clock. Williams feeds it over to Dort. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembanyama. And I think that is Hartenstein. He'll be called for his second foul. Oh, man. Chance to close this game out. Man, nobody would have thought we would have had this much drama just a few minutes ago. $195, and the first one is made this time. So that's 20 for De'Aaron Fox. Fox will miss the second one, and there will be a timeout call by the Thunder. We're going to take one as well, 101-95. Spurs on top. Coming out of timeout here, 8.6 left to play here in the fourth as we see Wembanyama once again named player of the game. He has 31 points in this game on 13 of 17 shooting. This game is not over with yet here. Let's see, Hartenstein feeds it over to Holmgren. He'll shoot the three. That's no good. Wembanyama with the rebound. I think that will do it now. And the Spurs will hold on for dear life. They were up by as many as 23. The Thunder were only able to get it to within 5 on that. That was part of a 17-0 run. And with that, the final score, the Spurs will take game 1 of the series like they did in real life. They win 101-95. And officially, we can say Victor Wembanyama getting the player of the game. That's like the third time we've been reminded of this. I think 2K needs to fix it to where they don't name the player of the game until after the game has actually reached triple zeros. But hey, that's just me. It is time for the post-game player statistics brought to you by 2K Sports. As we see, SGA led the way with 38 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. Jalen Williams with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Then we got Chet Holmgren, 11 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Logan Stort with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Cason Wall, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Then we got Hartenstein with 4 points, 12 rebounds, 1 steal. Alex Caruso, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Isaiah Joe with 2 points, 1 rebound. Kenrich Williams, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Thomas Sorber, 2 points, 2 rebounds in 3 minutes of play. Ousmane Dieng, 2 points, 2 rebounds. Jalen Williams, the Jaylin Williams, 2 rebounds. AJ Mitchell, Nikola Topic did not play for the OKC Thunder. And now for the victorious San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama with 31 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block. De'Aaron Fox with 20 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Stephon Castle, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Devin Vassell with 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. Keldon Johnson, 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. The entire starting 5 were in double figures for this game. Harrison Barnes, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Luke Cornett, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. Jeremy Sohan, 4.7 rebounds, 1 assist. Lindy Waters had 1 rebound, 1 assist. Jordan McLaughlin, no stats in 1 minute of play. Kelly Olynyk, Carter Bryant, Julian Champagnie did not play for the San Antonio Spurs. And that will do it for your post-game player statistics. And we are back in the Eastern Conference for Game 2 between the Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks had a 9-point lead in that fourth quarter, but the Orlando Magic were able to chip away, and eventually with 2.7 seconds to play in the game, Desmond Bane shoots a game-winning 3 to get Orlando to steal a game in Milwaukee and put an end to the Bucks' 8-game winning streak in this NBA playoff semi-season playthrough. It is Game 2, Magic Bucks. Magic lead the series 1-0. Be there or be squared. If you like what you saw in this video, please hit the like button, comment on this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And there is also a link in the description down below to my Cash App if you're able to support me financially. This will help me until I can get this channel monetized. And also, you can follow me on X and Instagram. You can see those below, the information for that below my the link in the description down below. And with that will do it for this video. We'll remind everybody the final score of the game. The San Antonio Spurs, they were up 98 to 75 at one point, but they were able to hold off a furious rally here. They ended up holding on and winning 101 to 95. They take a 1-0 series lead in the series. Now the question is, will the Spurs stay alive in real life in this series by the time this video came out? Or will it be OKC and New York Knicks in real life for the NBA Finals? Well, we'll find out. You'll have all the answers by the time this video comes out. And with that, I am Vinny from vdubproductions, and I am officially signing off.